Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. I'm teacher Aziah from SBPI Selanda. So today we meet again in program Tuisyen SPM PERCUMA secara atas talian for English subjek, Anjuran PPD Jasin, Jabatan Pelajaran Negeri Melaka dan Majlis Datuk-Datuk Negeri Melaka. So for today I'm going to give focus on paper 3, which is speaking paper, and we will do the topic of living alone versus living with family. And this topic actually covered under syllabus for Form 5. So I hope you can bear with me for this 1 hour. Okay, and we will discuss, okay, about both topics, living alone and also living with family. And then we are going to run 2 sample questions for speaking that falls under part 3. So let's begin with the introduction. Which one do you think is better, living alone or living with family? Some people, they might say that they prefer to live alone, especially when you are already working or you're also studying, which needs you to be apart from your family members. But actually, it depends on people. Okay, but whatever it is, family is the most important aspect in our life because family can offer support, security, and also unconditional love to us. In today's world, common for family members to live apart from each other due to their work or they have something else to do where they have to live apart. But somehow due to the generation gap problems or convenience for work, more people move out from their family homes and they tend to live alone. Okay, the next slide, we are going to go through the difference or the disadvantages and advantages of living alone and living with family. I'm so sorry because I'm not feeling well today, but I'm trying my best to deliver the points for our tuition class today. Now look at the first point. If you live alone, you are more likely to make mistakes, but you can learn from them. What is meant by that? Okay, you are more likely to make mistakes, but you can learn from them. It means that when you make mistakes, you have a chance to learn from the mistakes that you have made. So when we do mistake, definitely we learn a lesson from the mistake that we have made. So reframe the mistake is actually the opportunity for you to learn and develop. So what you have to do, you can review what is wrong, what is right, and then you can learn from it. But if you live with your family, you are well protected. So you can hardly learn from experience. What is meant by protected? Well protected here means that you have your family to act as your shelter. So when you have problems, you can always refer to them, seek for their opinions and advice. And at the same time, it can also secure you yourself from danger. Now moving to the second point. If you live alone, you can build a better relationship with your parents. Not only better relationship with your parents, but you can also build a better relationship with your siblings. And when you live together, you definitely will cherish and appreciate the time spent with them more. It is due to that you have more time to be spent with them, and definitely you will do many activities with your family. But let's say if you live alone, can you build a better relationship with your parents? Yes, because they are far apart from you, you definitely will miss them, and then you will appreciate and cherish every time that you spend with them. For example, you are studying in UKM, then when you go back home during weekend, you will make sure that you spend your weekend with your parents and your siblings, because you know that you are living away from them and you only have that 2 days to spend with your family. Okay, this is another cause of living with the family. Okay, when you live together, many people in one house, okay, you may have argument with your parents. The word argument here. Okay, you may argue with your parents sometimes or find them annoying. Okay, but whatever it is, you must show your respect to your family, to your parents, or to the elders in the house. So basically clashes, okay, the word clashes here, okay, clashes or argument always happen. Okay, it is very common between teens and also parents. So what you have to do, you have to think rationally and also act rationally before you say something to your parents due to the arguments that you face. It is because you have to show your respect to your parents. Okay, the third one is you have to learn to brave the worst. Means that you have to learn what is meant by to brave the worst. To brave the worst means that you have to learn by yourself on how you can overcome the problems, on how you can solve the problems. For example, when you live alone, when you face with problems, you only have yourself, or you can also talk to your friends or your colleague if you are working about your problem. But whatever it is, you have to face it on your own. But let's say if you live with your family, for example, if you have problem in the office, when you go back home, okay, you can talk to your parents, okay, at least you can find someone to listen to you, okay, but don't expect them to solve your problem. So if you live with your family, you can hide in a shelter. Hide in a shelter means that you always have someone that you can depend on, especially during your hard, tough and difficult time. So who are those person? Definitely it can be your parents and your siblings. So that would be the beautiful part of living with the family. But actually, if you live alone, when you brave the worst, it teaches you to be more independent. Okay, it teaches you on how you can improve your self-esteem. Okay, so living alone or living with family both has its pros and cons. It depends on how we try to overcome and handle all the problems that arise. Okay, the next point is when you live alone, you are solely responsible. Okay, you are solely responsible for the decision that you make. So at the same time, it teaches you to be more independent. Why? Because you have to come up with your own decision. You need to think of the rationale or the pros or the cons of the decision that you make. So at the same time, it also helps to develop your self-esteem. Okay, so you will find by yourself the pros and cons, or how can you figure out to overcome the problem itself. Okay, and then you have to be responsible on the decision that you already made. Okay, but if let's say if you live with your family, okay, your family will give you a lot of suggestion or direction. Okay, means that you can get other people's view, you can get opinions from your family members, okay, in guiding you to make the decision. But due to the technology today, okay, even if you live alone, you can also give a call, okay, or make a video call to your family and then talk about your problem. And then you can also ask opinion or suggestion, or even ask for the direction from your family members on how they can help you to overcome the problem. Okay, those who are with me, if you have any question or if you want to contribute to any ideas, you can always type it in live chat, okay? So because today we are going to do speaking activity, so I need opinion from the viewers also, okay, to contribute to this part of the presentation of mine. Okay, the next one is if you live alone, you learn to do all kinds of household chores for taking care of yourself. Okay, what are the examples of household chores or house chores that you have to do on your own? For example, do the laundry, you have to clean or mop or vacuum your house, okay? Then you have to clean the bathroom on your own. If you stay with your family, okay, you definitely have your mom to help you, but don't put all the burden to her, okay? Yes, thank you, Arifa. Okay, you can sweep the floor. You have to sweep the floor on your own. Okay. Because you are staying alone, you have to make sure that your house is clean and neat. So you have to do all the house chores on your own. So what you have to make sure is you have to put yourself in high discipline in order to make sure that your house is clean and neat as what your moms always give to you if you stay with your family. Okay, if you live with your family, okay, your mom takes care of you very well, right? Especially she will prepare the meal for you, okay, your breakfast, your lunch, and even for your dinner, okay? But if you stay on your own, you have to cook on your own, okay? You seldomly can eat your favorite meal that prepared by your mother, okay? So what I can say here, okay, all done by your mom. Okay, but you have to make sure that you should give a hand to your mom, okay, to lessen her burden in doing the house chores. But if you live alone, okay, the most important is you must know how to manage your time properly in order to make sure that your house is comfortable for you to live. So you have to learn how to manage yourself, especially if you are working or studying. Okay, the next one is, if you live alone, you are free to do whatever you like, so you realize the importance of having a clear direction. Okay, you are free to do whatever you like. Means that you get the freedom of doing the things that you like, the things that you want to do. So you will realize the importance of having a clear direction. Okay, no one will control you, so you can do whatever you want, okay, but at the same time it will give you a kind of realization of what is important, especially when it comes to making a decision. Okay, what is mean by you can do whatever you like here? Okay, no one is going to monitor or observe you, so normally you have to decide everything on your own, okay, but you must check the rationality of taking the action. Okay, means that you cannot freely do whatever you like to do without realizing the pros and the cons of the action that you take. But if you live with your family, you tend to follow the lifestyle and habits of your family. For example, you may face with certain obligation or rules that has been set up by your parents. For example, you must be at home before 10 p.m. Okay, you must have dinner together with your family. Okay, in order to strengthen the bonding. Okay, where it helps you to be more disciplined. Okay, train you to be more disciplined. Okay, can you share with me? Okay, those who are with me now, okay, what are the other rules that normally your parents, okay, love you to do? Okay, I give you one example. Okay, if you want to go out with your friends, make sure you come back home before 5 p.m. So after 5 p.m., everybody should be at home. Okay, because you have to get ready for your Maghrib prayer. Okay, then you can have dinner together with your family. Is there any other rules or lifestyle that has been set up by your parents? You can share in the live chat. Okay, so what is the purpose of your parents setting up those rules? Okay, it is because they want to train you to become a disciplined person. Okay, yes, thank you, Naim. Naim said no sleeping late. Yes, you should go to bed early as 10 p.m. Okay, because you must make sure that you have enough 6 to 8 hours of sleeping. Thank you, Adam. You have to wake up early. Okay, what time normally you wake up? Okay, in the morning. Okay, 6 a.m. because you have to prepare yourself. Okay, take a shower. Okay, prepare yourself for subuh prayer, and then you can have breakfast with your family before you go to school. Okay, is there any other points that you want to share with me? You can write in live chat. So those rules actually, your parents wants to train you to become a disciplined person. So when you stay alone or live alone in future, there won't be any problem in being strict to yourself, okay? Because in other fields that you have a jump in, you have to be a disciplined person. Okay, Arifah said always fold the blanket after you wake up. Means that tidy up your bed. Very good. Okay, so those rules has been set by your parents. Okay, as I said just now, to make you become a disciplined person, train yourself starting from your youngest time. Okay, so it helps you to become a better person in future. Okay, the next one is, okay, if you live alone, you have more time and space to understand who you are. Okay, I read comment by Adam Akmal. Adam said that no girlfriend since you are a student. Okay, I think Adam tried to say here, okay, your parents ask you or let you to prepare your own timetable or schedule for you to study or do your homework. Okay, and always remind you to focus on your study because that is important to deter your future. Okay, I think that is the thing that Adam want to highlight in his message just now. Thank you, Adam. Okay, next one. If you live alone, you have more time and space to understand who you are. Okay, it means that there's no one can directly control your life. Okay, so what you will get, you will learn about yourself better because you have more space. If you live with your family, you can communicate with your family but not with yourself. So as I told you just now, you always have someone that you can talk with, especially if you feel stressed. You can go to your mom or dad to talk about your problems. Okay, you can share about your problems, okay, with your parents and get their immediate feedback. Not only immediate feedback, you can directly get feedback from your parents. Having someone to talk with actually can help to ease your to release your stress, okay, because you know that you have someone that you can talk with, physically talking to your parents. Okay, I have one question. How often you talk to your parents if you have problems? So for me, communication is quite important. Okay, so you have to talk to your parents. Okay, if you have any problem or if you want to say something to them. Okay, if you think that you cannot directly talk to them, you can probably send a message or leave a message for your parents. But I believe that teenagers, they prefer to talk to their friends, right? Okay. But whatever it is, you have your parents and you have your family. Do remember that those are the person that always be with you, especially during your hard times. Okay, Naim said not always, but they are always there to lend an ear, which is nice. Yes, it's a good point, Naim. Very good. Okay, that is why I said just now. Teenagers probably commonly love to talk to their friends, but they know that their parents always be with them and they can talk to them anytime that they want. Okay, Arifa said once in a while, parents always busy. Okay, why are they busy? Because they earn for living. They want to make sure that you get enough foods, okay, enough pocket money to be brought to the school, okay, and they want to make sure that you have a comfortable life. That's why our parents always busy, okay, because they are the one who earn for the living. Okay, next one. If you live alone with heavier financial burden, you learn that better managing your money is important. Okay, so probably in next 5 years or in next 2 years, you are going to stay and live alone. Okay, you will stay with your roommates, okay, your friends, okay, because of your working and studying. Then you have to pay for the rent on your own. You have to buy the groceries. Okay, you have to buy the groceries, and that is mean that you are the one who manage your financial. You are the one who manage your own financial. So what can you learn from that situation? Okay, you learn how important is managing your money. Okay, so that is why, okay, people who live alone, okay, they know that they can learn from it and realize how important money is. But if you live with your family, okay, the help from your parents can be the excuse. Okay, can be the excuse for you to ignore financial management. In current situation where you live with your family, normally you will get financial support from your parents, right? For example, if you want to buy books or stationeries, or even if you go to school, your parents will give you pocket money, right? Okay, about 10 ringgit per week, okay? But when you live alone, you have to manage everything on your own. So which one do you think is better? Okay, but once you are working, definitely you have to contribute to your parents. Okay, you have to give some of your salary or your income to your parents to show how you appreciate them. Okay, but let's say if you're already working, then you choose to live with your family, you can share in paying the utilities. Give me examples of the utilities payment. Pay the electricity bills, pay for the house rent, okay, and so on. Okay, so what will happen if you help your parents to pay their electricity bill or the utilities? Can you lessen their burden? Yes, definitely you can lessen their financial burden. Okay, so you should learn how to give and take. Your parents have give a lot of contribution in raising you up, and then this is the time for you to do your very best in repay them back. Okay, now we are done with the points and ideas, okay, of living alone and living with family. Okay, and we are going to use the points that we get from the discussion for these two questions that I already prepared for our discussion today. So this is a sample for part 3 question. Okay, the advantages of living alone. So I've prepared 6 points here. Okay, 6 points on the advantages of living alone. We start with number 1, have own space. Okay, if you live alone, you get to know yourself better. If you live alone, you can practice problem-solving skill. Okay, number 4, if you live alone, you learn to be responsible. Okay, if you live alone, you can learn financial management. And if you live alone, you can learn how to live independently. So we have total of 6 points here. Okay, so how normally you answer part 3 question? So how many sentences needed for the response for part 3? Okay, if you ask me, 3 sentences will be okay. Okay, 3 sentences in responding for part 3 for each one of you will be okay. So for example, okay, the first advantage of living alone is you can have your own space. So how can you expand the ideas? Number 1, start with topic, sentence. For example, firstly, the advantage of living alone is you can have your own space. Okay, number 2, you can give example. Okay, what are the examples that you can relate to the points that you have presented just now? Okay, so for examples, okay, I can have my own space, especially when I want to do the things that I like. Okay. Number 3, you can give reason or effect. What is the effect or the reason? Okay, what is the reason or the effect of taking or doing the action? Yes, Arifah, thank you very much. Okay, 3 sentences per person or 3 points per person because we have total of 6 points. So you actually have option. It's either you alternately present the points or you yourself can present the first 3 points. After that, your next person, your partner will do another 3 more points. But for today, I'm going to show both techniques and I hope it will help you when you face your speaking test this coming February, inshallah. Okay, now let's go to get to know yourself better. Okay, what is the topic sentence? If you want to start with the idea of get to know yourself better. So topic sentence here means that the points that you want to highlight in your presentation. The advantage of living alone is you get to know yourself better. For example, if you have problem, you will know your capability in solving the problem. Okay, thus it helps you to become more independent and train you to be more disciplined. So 3 sentences will be enough because you only have 2 minutes to cover all 6 points. And you must remember that you have your partner that will do the task together with you. Okay, yes, thank you, Arifa. You say that don't have to share with siblings, okay? If you have your own space, then you don't have to share with your siblings. Okay, when you did not share your things with your belongings to your siblings, then you will feel more comfortable. Okay, thank you, Arifa. Okay, how about practice problem solving skill? Problem solving skills means that when you have problem, you know how can you figure out the problem, identify the causes, and then identify the action that you should do in order to solve the problem. So this will be one of the advantages of living alone. Okay, for example, I start with topic sentence. Thirdly, the advantages of living alone is you can practice problem solving skill. For example, if you have problem in your study, you can always talk with your friends. Okay, thus it teaches you to be more independent in solving your problems. Okay, or probably you can state the reason why you should be why you should be independent in solving your problem. Okay, because definitely in future you definitely will see many more problems in future. Okay, number 4. Okay, the advantages of living alone is you learn to be more responsible. For example, you have to take care of the house on your own. Okay, so what is the reason or what is the effect? Okay, let's say I want to use the reason. It is because, okay, I am the one who run the house, so definitely I should take the responsibility of taking care of my house. Or you can also say about the effect. So when I learn to be responsible, I will know or I will be more careful, okay, before taking any action. Okay, the next one, learn financial management. Okay, another pros of living alone is I can learn financial management. Okay, when you live alone, then you have to pay for the utilities on your own, or you have to plan budget, okay, for your financial, for your finance. Okay, for example, okay, I learn how can I spend money to buy the things that I need, okay, or I can prioritize the things that I should and shouldn't buy. For example, okay, what are the things that you should buy if you are a student? Okay, I can allocate money to buy books. Okay, so what is the benefit or what is the effect? So I can start saving and then I can use that money for future expenses or if any emergency occurs in future. Okay, the last point is to live independently. Means that teach you to live on your own. If you stay with your family, your mom will do everything for you. Or you will do together with your mom. We do the house chores together with your mom. Okay, let's say the point is live independently. Lastly, the advantages of living alone is I can live independently. For example, I can live on my own, okay, but still my parents can guide me. Okay, it is because, okay, due to my work, that is why I have to live separately from my parents, for example. Or you can also talk about the effect. Okay, let's have a look on the sample that I have prepared for you. Okay, before that, we look at the question first. There are many advantages of living alone. Here are some reasons why people prefer to live alone and a question for you to discuss. First, you have some time to look at the task. The word some time here means that you will be given some time for you to look at the task, to look at the point, and then think of what are the ideas that I can highlight for each point. Now, talk to each other about the reasons why people prefer to live alone. When you listen to the interlocutor question, okay, the main things that you should highlight is why people prefer to live alone. Means that avoid yourself talking about things that is not related to the topic. Okay, why I did say so? Okay, because we don't want you to waste your time. You only have 2 minutes to work with your partner and share your opinions regarding the topic given. Okay, so this is a sample answer for you. Now talk to each other about the advantages of living alone. So this is the first method of answering the question, where you oneself present 3 points at the same time, and then when you finish, you pass over to your partner. Okay, now look at the answer that prepared by me. From the illustration, there are 3 advantages of living alone. Why did I choose 3, not 4? Because we have 6 points. So to be fair, you have to do 3 and your partner can do the remaining 3. Okay, you must remember that for part 3, you have to work together. Okay, even for the communicative competence also, you must show that both of you are working together. First and foremost, I will have my own space to understand about myself. Besides, I can also get to know myself better as I learn from my experience of living alone. So I did place all the points in one answer. Okay, furthermore, it also gives me a chance to practice problem solving skills. As I have to face all the challenges on my own. However, I can still talk to my family if I have problems. So how many points that I have highlighted here? 3 points. Okay, now looking at the answer given by me, can you identify what are the cohesive device or linking words that I use? Okay, you have to remember that we not only apply cohesive device and also linking words in writing, but for speaking assessment, we also have to do that. So, okay, help me to identify the cohesive device that I use in my answer. Yes, I have first and foremost. After that, I have besides. Then I also use furthermore. Lastly, I have however here. Thank you, Harif, first and foremost. So instead of using first and foremost, you can also replace it with firstly or first of all, or you can also use first. Okay. Then you want to introduce your second point, you can use next. Other than that, or moreover. Okay, the one that I use here, besides. Okay, then you can also found furthermore and however in my sample. Okay, after you finish present yours, then that is the time for you to prompt your partner. So how can you do that? Okay, you can say, okay, how about you? Do you agree with me? Okay, then your partner will give a response based on the question that you have asked him or her. Let's say you forget to do that. Then interlocutor will play the role by prompting your partner. But it will be much better if you can prompt your partner by saying, okay, what do you think, Ali? Okay, Ali, do you agree with me? Or is there any points that you want to add? Then Ali will take the conversation and respond. Okay, for me, okay, look at candidate B. For me, in particular, living alone teach me to be more responsible. So he will give or he will continue the response by presenting the fourth, fifth and sixth point. Since there is no one else in the house to ask for help, you can't help but try your best to solve it by yourself. This habit will make you independent and more mature. Besides, I can learn financial management. So this is the fifth point. With the salary or income received, I will divide it for household item in detail and make sure I have enough money until my next pay day. Okay, this means I will also value money more. Lastly, I can learn how to live independently as I have to do everything on my own. Okay, done with the remaining 3 points. Okay, so if you do this technique, if you follow this technique, you can use that 2 minutes given to you to present all 6 points. Okay, and then we have extended question. Before extended question, you have to decide together which is the most important reason for people to live alone. So this is the part where you have to make decision. Okay, which is the most important, which is the most important advantages, okay? Advantage for people to live alone. So how can you make the decision? You can discuss with your partner, or probably you can start first, state your opinion, and then your partner will give response whether he or she agree with you or not. If let's say he or she disagree with you, okay, he will come up with his own stand. Okay. Now we look at the sample answer. Okay, the interlocutor will say, thank you. Now you have about a minute to decide together which is the most important advantages of living alone. Okay, so this is how candidate A can answer or give response. After listening to him, I have to agree with him that get to know yourself better is the most important advantage of living alone. Now, the first candidate has stated that this is the best or the most significant point. Okay, you can discover new things about yourself, such as strength, weakness, and motivation without being distracted by the presence of other people. I have one question. Can you repeat the same ideas or the same elaboration that you have presented in previous session? Can you use the same point as what you have said in previous session? If possible, try to come up with another opinion, but still stick with the same point. Okay, if not, you can only rephrase whatever you have presented before. But let's say if you're able to come up with your own point, then actually you have shown your capability and ability to come up with different ideas for this part. Okay. Then how the candidate B can respond? Okay. Look at the sample. Yes, you are absolutely right. The best way to get to know someone is to spend as much time as possible with that person. Well, this also applies to yourself. Living alone can be one of the best ways to get to know yourself. Not only that, but we can also self-introspect ourselves, which is certainly beneficial for both myself and others. Okay, after you're done with this part, you will have another session which is for extended question. For extended question, normally you will get different question, but it falls under the same theme. Okay, now look at the question. You have been talking about why people prefer to live with family. To live alone. Now let's hear your opinion on this. In what ways does living alone develop one's self-confidence? Okay, if let's say the interlocutor found that you have time, then he or she will ask this extended question. So this extended question will deter whether you can get better marks for speaking or not. Okay, so look at the sample answer. In my opinion, living alone can develop one's self-confidence. Then you have to explain, why did you say so? It is because when we have to make own decision and be firm with the decision that has been made, we can check on the pros and cons before making it to the final one. Okay. Then candidate B also has to give the same response. Okay, I agree with your opinion. Living alone can improve one's self-confidence as they have to face all the challenges on their own. Okay, so this is how living alone can improve one's self-confidence. All problems that arise actually teach one to be more independent and confident. Okay, so that would be the answers. Okay, the possible answers for the extended question. Now we move to practice 2. Okay, now we are going to talk about the advantages of living with family. Okay, let's have a look at the question. There are many advantages of living with family. Here are some reasons. Okay, here are some advantages of why people prefer to live with family and a question for you to discuss. First, you have some time to look at the task. Okay, then you have to look at the task. So, what are the advantages of living with family? Number 1, save money. You won't do all the housework because you have your parents to help you. You will get satisfaction of helping your parents. Okay, probably because if you stay close with your parents, then you can help them. Okay, give you time for you to help your family. And then if you live with your family, you will feel safe because you know that you have elders in family that can protect you. You have your parents to protect you. Okay, this is the best point, I guess. If you live with your family, you can eat your mom's cook. Okay, and lastly, if you live your family, you can have company. Means that you will have people who can who stay with you. Now let's have a look at the sample answer. From the illustration, there are some advantages of living with family. First and foremost, it helps you to save money. For example, there's no need for me to pay for the utilities and rent. Thus, I can save money for emergency. So what you can see from this answer here, I state my point and then I give 2 more sentences for the elaboration. Okay, so how did I elaborate it? I give example and also state the cause or effect. And then after I finish presenting mine, okay, I ask or inform my partner by asking a question, how about you? Or you can also say, do you agree with me? Okay, then candidate B will respond, yes, I agree with you. Second, you won't do housework alone. Okay, C2. If you stay with your family, you can do together with your family members, then what will be the effect? Consequently, it can lessen your mom's burden. Okay, then candidate B will ask you back, do you agree with me? Okay, then you respond to his question. Yes, I agree. Okay, why did you agree? You present the next point. Living with family can protect me from danger. It is because I stay with elders. As a result, I feel more confident and secure. What about this? Okay, what about this means that I point to the other point in that rubric or stimulus. Okay, then candidate B will respond to the point that you have pointed out. Okay, for me, in particular, if I stay with family, I can always eat mom's cook. Yes, because your mom will cook for you. If you live alone, then you have to prepare the food on your own. Or even, I think most people will eat at the restaurant or any warungs of their preference. For instance, my mom can always cook my favorite meal. Give example. Okay, like nasi lemak, lontong and asam pedas. Okay, what is the effect? Hence, it will strengthen the bonding, especially if we eat together. If you stay with your family, definitely you will spend your time to eat or to dine with your family, right? So that way actually helps to strengthen your relationship with your family. Now we go to the second part of the question. Now you have about a minute to decide which is the most important advantage for people to live with family. So this will be the sample answer. After listening to Ali, for example, I have to agree with him that saving money is the most important advantage of living with family. Okay. Why did he say, candidate A said that he has to agree with him? Because in the first part of the presentation or speaking assessment, candidate B has presented about saving money. So that is why candidate A has to agree with him. Okay, why did you say so? This is because I have my parents to financially help me. Okay, to support my financial, okay, to help me in paying the house rent, okay, or you can also help your parents to buy the groceries, example. Okay, then candidate B respond, yes, you are absolutely right. We can use that allocation of money for emergency and save it for future use. So it means that if you stay with your family, you can save money because you're going to share with your parents. Okay, you can help your parents to pay for the utilities because your parents have helped you to pay for the rent. So you can save your money. Okay, you can put it in your account and then use it for emergency for any future use. And the last question is the extended question. You have been talking about why people prefer to live with family. Now let's hear your opinion on this. In what ways does living with family develop one's survival skill? Okay, what is meant by survival skill? You know how to live on your own, okay? Okay, what do you think the meaning of survival skill? If you live with your parents, do you think that it helps to develop your survival skills? Some people may say yes, some may say no. So what are the survival skills that being highlighted in this question? Okay, you know how to cook meal on your own. Do you know how to protect yourself when you are in danger? Okay, so do you think that it helps to develop your survival skill if you live with your family? But what we can see here, if you live alone, then it definitely will help you in surviving, right? Okay. So you have chances to give response based on your experience, or you can state opinion. There's no wrong or right answer, don't worry. As long as your explanation is logic and rational, then it will be accepted by the examiner. Yes, thank you, Ibnu Jamal. The skill in repairing. Okay, if let's say there's problem, in the house, the electricity suddenly turn off, then you can help your parents to check, but make sure you put on safety first. Okay, another example, your mom asks you to help her sewing the trousers, okay? So you learn that survival skills from your mom's skills, okay? Okay, now we look at the sample answer. In my opinion, living with family can develop one's survival skill. It is because we can learn from our parents' experience and adapt it when we face, learn from our parent experience and adapt it when we face the real problem. So what is missing here? It will better if you can add example. Like Ibnu Jamal said just now, helps your parents to repair your house. Any other examples? You can help your moms to cook the meal, and then when you are living alone in future, you won't face problem in cooking on your own. What else? Cooking, sewing, repairing the house. Do the house chores. It's also part of the survival skill. So if you observe what your parents do at home, and then you take part and contribute, and definitely it helps you to face with the real problem in future. So that is why if you live with your family, always give a helping hand to your parents, because you're going to do so in next 5 years, 10 years, who knows, right? Then look at the candidate B response. I agree with your opinion. However, I have something else to add. So this is another way to approach your partner. Survival skills can be learned from our observation when we stay with our parents. He mentioned about observation also. They are adults and definitely they have more experience. Observing from the experience may teach us to be a good person and more independent when one day we have to stay apart from family. So any answer can be accepted as long as it is rational and also logic. So what you have to make sure that you putus. Macam mana? Nak sambung balik ni? Okay. Ya, ya. Ya. Kalau dah beritahu Oh, gambar saya tak ada. Oh, saya share slide guna Sekejap. Ni saya guna apa the question that come out in speaking assessment. Okay, so basically for part 3, you'll be given 3 tasks to be fulfilled. The first task is where you have to answer the question together with your partner. So we have 6 points here, okay? 6 points here. And then you have to allocate 3 points per person. So you have two methods on how you can present the ideas. Okay, for example, number 1, you yourself present the first 3 points, and then your partner will present the remaining 3 points. Okay, another technique is you start with the first point, then you pass to your partner for him or her to do the second point, and then you will do the third one, okay, until the end of all the points. Okay, so that one we call as one after another technique of answering the question. Okay, that is the first part. Okay, second task for part 2 is you need to come up with your decision on which point is the most important one. Okay, so let's say you did not discuss with your partner, you can state your opinion first. Okay, after that, your partner will give feedback based on the points that you have stated. Or probably 2 of you can come up with one decision, and then you present and explain based on the points that you have, okay, that you have agreed on. And the last part is the extended question. Okay, extended question will test whether you have deep knowledge on the points on the topic that you have discussed before. So what is important is, okay, number 1, Make full use of the time that you have, okay? You have 20 seconds to brainstorm the ideas, and then 2 minutes to present. And then you have 1 minute to make your final decision and another 2 minutes for your extended question. Okay, don't forget to use useful phrases and conversation fillers. And make sure you use cohesive device in your presentation. You can arrange the points with cohesive device and also linkers. Okay, when your friend present, what you should do? Listen to your partner attentively and look at your friend when he or she speak. Okay, because you may give a response or feedback to whatever has been presented by your friend. Okay, this is another point that you should highlight, where you should give your partner an equal chance to speak. If you think that your friends are unable to present or deliver the information well, okay, give some time to your friend, or you can also help him by giving your own point, okay? But make sure both of you have equal time to speak, okay? And then if you think that you disagree with your friend's opinion, so decline it in a proper manner or proper way. Okay, if you accept or agree with your friend's point, then also accept it in a proper way. Okay, avoid using SMS or WhatsApp or WeChat language. For example, I gonna say this. No, I want to say this. I have my own stand. Okay, I know that in writing also, candidate tend to use that word. Okay, so you have to avoid using SMS language, because this is a speaking assessment. You must take it formally, okay, especially when it comes to the presentation. Okay, I think that's all from me today. Okay, I hope it helps you for improving your speaking skills for your speaking test later. So with that, thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.